13. Have you ever found yourself in that quiet state of paralysis, staring out a window or into the bottom of a coffee cup, waiting for a signal, a sign from the universe, a peculiar alignment of clouds, a song on the radio with just the right lyrics, a recurring number that seems to whisper a secret message meant only for you? You find yourself bargaining with reality, saying, if that bird lands on that specific branch, I'll make the call. Or, if I see one more green car in the next 5 minutes, it means I should go. There is a deep and peculiar loneliness in this vigil, isn't there? A feeling of being a small, uncertain boat adrift on a vast, silent ocean, desperately scanning the horizon for the flicker of a distant lighthouse to confirm your course. To tell you that you are not, in fact, hopelessly lost. You feel that if you could just get just one single, unambiguous sign, all the anxiety would melt away. The decision would be made for you. The path would be illuminated, and you could finally move forward with confidence, with celestial permission. But what if I were to tell you that this frantic search for a signal from the outside is the very thing obscuring the signal that is already broadcasting loud and clear from within? What if this feeling of being lost, this ache of uncertainty, this constant need for external validation is not a sign of your weakness, but a symptom of a profound misunderstanding about the nature of who you are and your relationship to this whole cosmic dance? What if I were to suggest that the lighthouse you're looking for is not on some distant shore, but is in fact the very light behind your own eyes? You are not the boat, you see. You are the lighthouse. And your searching for a light is like the sun asking a candle for illumination. The reason this feels so counterintuitive, the reason you find yourself in this state of perpetual waiting, is that you have been taught to play a very specific game. We are all born into it. It is the great game of external authority. From our very first years, we are taught to look outside of ourselves for the rules, for approval, for the correct answers. The teacher at the front of the classroom has the gold star. The parent has the comforting nod. The rule book has the correct procedure. The guru has the secret knowledge. And as we grow, the game simply becomes more sophisticated. The boss has the promotion. The market has the validation for your idea. The culture has the definition of a successful life, a beautiful body, a worthy pursuit. And the universe, in this game, becomes the ultimate external authority. It is the final cosmic parent from whom we must get permission. This entire societal structure is built on a grand unspoken agreement that meaning, purpose, and direction are commodities that exist outside of you, things you must earn, or find, or be granted. It is a vast and intricate mechanism designed to make you a perpetual seeker, a consumer of answers. It sells you horoscopes, personality tests, 7-step programs, and endless articles on the 10 signs that you are on the right path. And the machine hums along beautifully, because a population of seekers is a population that is always hungry, always feeling slightly incomplete, and therefore always consuming. Your anxiety, your feeling of inadequacy is the fuel that runs the engine of this game. Your exhaustion is not a personal failure. It is the inevitable result of running on a treadmill that has no finish line, of playing a game whose only rule is to keep you playing. You are tired because you have spent a lifetime trying to tune an external radio, searching for a station that will tell you how to live, when all along you are the music itself. Your feeling of being out of sync with the world, your frustration with this endless search, is not a sign that you are broken. It is a sign that you are beginning to wake up to the nature of the game. It is the healthy, intelligent, and sane response of a conscious being to a fundamentally absurd proposition. You are like a person in a dream who is just beginning to realize that the world around them is a fabrication. The other dream characters are all running around, taking the dream with the utmost seriousness, chasing dream money and earning dream promotions, and you are the one who has stopped, looked at your own hands and thought, "Wait a minute, something here isn't quite right." This feeling of alienation, this sense of not belonging to the frantic chase, is the first flicker of lucidity. It is the beginning of the end of the dream. You are not failing the game. You are transcending it. And this is the great revelation, the turning of the key. The moment you stop looking for a sign is the moment you become one. Think of it this way. Imagine a single wave in the middle of the ocean. And this little wave is terribly worried. It's anxious about its direction. Am I going the right way? It wonders. Should I be moving more to the north or perhaps the east? Oh, if only the sky would give me a sign. If a particular cloud would form a shape, then I would know my purpose. It looks at other waves, which seem so confident, so sure of their destination, and it feels small and insignificant. All day long it worries and frets, waiting for a signal, a cosmic permission slip to be a proper wave. But the ocean, in its vast, silent wisdom, just smiles. Because the ocean knows that the wave is not separate from it. The wave is the ocean, expressing itself in a particular place for a particular time. The direction the wave is going is the direction the ocean is going. The wave's very existence, its rising and its falling, its movement and its form, is the sign. It doesn't need to get a sign from the ocean because it is the ocean, signing. You have been taught to think of yourself as that single, anxious wave, separate from the whole, needing guidance. But the truth is, you are the entire ocean of being, expressing itself as you, right here, right now. Your thoughts, your feelings, your desires, your confusions, they are not obstacles on the path, they are the path. The universe is not a distant, silent entity that you must petition for clues. You are the universe, experiencing itself. The intelligence that grows a tree from a seed, that wheels the galaxies through space, is the same intelligence that is breathing you as you listen to these words. You are a happening, a magnificent, spontaneous, and utterly unique event. And to ask for a sign is to ask the event to justify itself. Can a flower ask for a sign that it should bloom? Can the sun ask for a sign that it should shine? The blooming is the sign. The shining is the sign. And your being here, your awareness, your very life, is the sign. Let's explore this more deeply. Your feeling of indecision, that paralysis you feel when faced with a choice, is not a flaw. It is the symptom of believing that there is one correct path, a divinely preordained route that you must discover. The game has taught you that life is a multiple-choice test, and you will be graded. So you sit, pen hovering over the paper, terrified of choosing the wrong answer. But there is no test. There are no wrong answers. There is only the path you are on and the path you are not on. To choose one is simply to live that story. To choose another is to live another story. The universe doesn't have a preference. The point is not to choose the right path. The point is to walk the path you choose with your whole being. When you stop looking for a sign to tell you which door to open, you realize that your own hand, reaching for a particular knob, is the sign. Your own curiosity, your own deep internal pull toward one thing and not another. That is not a clue about the way. That is the way. You are the cartographer of your own life, and the map is drawn by the simple act of taking a step. And what about that feeling of loneliness that comes from this? The sense that everyone else seems to have it figured out. They seem to have received their signs. They're marching in step. They know the lyrics to the song, and you feel like you're humming a different tune entirely. This feeling is not proof of your isolation. It is proof of your individuality. You have mistaken uniqueness for loneliness. Imagine a forest with a billion trees. From a distance, it looks like a uniform sea of green. But up close, you see that no two trees are alike. Each one has grown in a slightly different way, reaching for the light in its own unique fashion, its branches twisted into a story that is entirely its own. A society that demands conformity, that plays the game of external validation, is a society that wants a plantation of identical trees, all planted in neat rows. Your feeling of being different is the cry of the wild oak in a world of manicured shrubs. It is not a sign of your defectiveness. It is the sign of your authenticity. You are not meant to march in step with a rhythm that is not your own. Your unique rhythm, your internal cadence, that is the beat to which the universe is dancing in your particular corner of existence. To honor that rhythm, even if you dance alone for a while, is the highest form of integrity. That feeling of solitude is not emptiness. It is the sacred space required for your own truth to finally be heard. Let's talk about the game of pleasing others, this constant, draining effort to get a sign of approval from the people around you. You contort yourself, you soften your opinions, you swallow your truth, hoping to see a smile, a nod, a sign that you are accepted, that you belong. And you have come to believe that this anxiety, this need for approval, is a fundamental part of you. But it is not. It is a strategy you learned to survive in the game. It is the anxious wave trying to get approval from the other waves. The liberation comes when you realize that the only approval you ever truly need is your own. When you stop looking into the faces of others for a reflection of your worth, you can finally turn your gaze inward and see yourself for the first time. And what you find is not a flawed, needy creature requiring constant validation. What you find is the whole ocean. What you find is the entire forest. The moment you stop performing for an audience is the moment your real life begins. The silence that follows might be unnerving at first. You're no longer getting your cues from the crowd. But in that silence, you will begin to hear a deeper sound, the steady, unwavering hum of your own being. That hum is the sign. It has been there all along, drowned out by the applause and the criticism. Consider the metaphor of a dance. The game teaches you that life is a performance with a judge and a scorecard. You must learn the steps correctly, execute them perfectly, and hope for a high score, a sign of your success. So you spend your life in the practice room, drilling the steps, terrified of a misstep. You watch others, you mimic their moves, you live in constant fear of the judge's critique. But what if life is not a performance? What if it is simply a dance? In a true dance, there are no wrong moves. There is only the music and the movement. The point of the dance is not to arrive at a certain spot on the floor at the end. The point is the dancing. The joy is in the swirling, the turning, the feeling of the rhythm moving through your body. The person who is truly dancing is not thinking about how they look. They are lost in the music. They have become one with the dance. To stop looking for signs is to stop being a performer and to start being the dance. It is to trust that the music of this moment is all you need. Your body knows how to move. Your heart knows the rhythm. You just have to stop thinking, stop judging, and start listening to the music within. Your every breath is a beat. Your every choice is a step. Are some steps clumsy? Of course. Do you sometimes stumble? Yes. But that is part of the dance. The stumble is a move. The recovery is a move. It is all part of the beautiful, unpredictable, and glorious improvisation that is your life. The universe is the ballroom. The music is playing, and it is inviting you to dance. Stop standing by the wall waiting for someone to give you a sign that you're allowed to join in. You are the dance. Your very presence on the floor is the only permission you need. So what does this mean for you, now, in your life? It means a profound and gentle revolution. It means the end of waiting, the end of outsourcing your own authority. The weight of needing the world to give you answers lifts, because you realize that the world is not a puzzle to be solved, but a song to be sung, and you are a singer. Your voice may not be perfect, but it is yours, and the world is waiting to hear your particular note. A symphony is not made of one perfect note, it is made of thousands of different notes, each one essential to the whole. Your job is not to find the right note. Your job is to sound your note, the one that is rising in your throat right now, as fully and as honestly as you can. That is your contribution. That is your purpose. That is your sign. This path is not necessarily easy. It can feel like a deep letting go. You are letting go of the comfort of rules, the security of a pre-written script. You are stepping off the well-trodden path of the game and into the wild uncertainty of your own truth. The other players may not understand. They may call you lost, or irresponsible, or strange, because you are no longer playing by their rules. They are still looking at the sky for their signs, and you are looking at the ground beneath your feet, feeling its solidness, its reality. There is a magnificent solitude in this. It is not the pained solitude of the outcast, but the dignified solitude of the pioneer. You are venturing into the territory of your own soul. And in this new territory, a different kind of peace begins to emerge. It's not the giddy excitement of getting a positive sign, but a deep, quiet, unshakable peace. It is the peace of the river that does not question its own flowing. It is the peace of the tree that does not doubt its own growth. It is the peace that comes from no longer fighting with yourself, no longer trying to be something you are not, no longer begging the universe for a map when you are the landscape itself. You begin to trust the unfolding. You begin to see the intelligence in your own confusion, the wisdom in your own desires. You realize that what you thought was a flaw, your sensitivity, your questioning nature, your inability to blindly accept the game, was actually your greatest strength. It was your internal compass, your soul's guidance system, trying to get your attention all along. It was the sign trying to tell you that you were the sign. So the next time you feel that familiar pull, that anxious urge to look outside of yourself for an answer, for permission, for a sign, I invite you to try a little experiment. Just for a moment, stop. Close your eyes. Take one deep breath. And instead of looking out, look in. Feel the simple, undeniable reality of your own presence. Feel the warmth of your own body, the gentle rhythm of your own breathing. Listen, not for a voice in the clouds or a secret whisper in the wind. Listen to the silence from which your own thoughts arise. Feel the aliveness in your hands. That feeling, right there, that simple, direct, irrefutable sensation of being, that is the sign. It is the only sign you have ever needed. It is the universe, in its infinite and playful wisdom, tapping you on the shoulder and whispering, "You're it." You are not here to decipher a cosmic code. You are here to be a verse in the cosmic poem. Stop looking for signs. You are the sign. And your life, lived fully, authentically, and courageously, is the message you came here to deliver. Just by being, you are already fulfilling your purpose. Just by breathing, you are already on the right path. There is nowhere else to go, and nothing else to find. You are, and have always been, exactly where you need to be. You are the happening. You are the dance. You are the sign. And it is wonderful.